Baltimore is they have a couple. They're coming off of a couple of weeks off in this one, and that was one thing I always felt like held Peyton Manning back. Like they would have just a tremendous record. They'd be 14-1, and they'd sit Peyton Manning and all their starters, so they could go 14-2, and then they'd have a bye week, and then so Peyton would be off for another week, and then when they come out there, maybe they come out flat, and it seemed like they get knocked out in their first game every season. So I mean, just things like that factored into my thinking process on this one. So I'm going to tell you guys that I think that this is going to be a high scoring game. I understand it's going to be cold, but I also understand that it's also cold in Ohio State, and that's where CJ is used to playing football before he went to Houston. So I mean, he knows what cold weather football is like, and man, I feel like Houston's defense has been they've had all week to scheme for it, and I feel like they're super fresh. Baltimore, like I said, I mean, I understand that they've had time off, but I mean, they do have a lot of injuries in their secondary, and like I said, I mean, it just seems like, in my opinion, I feel like Houston is going to play. I think they're going to keep this one close at the very least. So I'm going to tell you guys to take Houston plus the 9.5. I'm also going to tell y'all to take the overs. I feel like this is just way too few points in this matchup. I'm expecting a lot of points to be scored here. Like I said, I just don't expect Houston to just put up 9 points this time around. It's not going to be a 25-9. And like I said, I mean, I wrestled with it too. Houston on the road, I mean, they've had some questionable games. I mean, they got beat by Carolina. They lost to Atlanta. They made the Jets look really good after a game that was tied 0-0 at halftime, and they ended up losing 30-6 to the Jets. I mean, those factored in, and I really wanted to take the Ravens minus the 9.5. But like I said, I'm going to tell you guys to take the Houston Texans, and I'm going to tell you guys to take the overs in this game, over the 44 plus the 9.5. The second game that we have for you guys on the NFL slate, and that's one thing I kind of also wanted to cover too. I mean, you don't understand how stacked that the one seeds are getting it. They're making the other teams play on a short week, and the number one seeds are coming off of a bye week. So, I mean, on top of the home field advantage and all that, like one of these times the NFL is gonna slip up, and one of those Monday night teams are gonna end up having to play on Saturday, and then there's gonna be a lot of crying going on. But anyways, I meant to cover that earlier, but we have Green Bay is on the road against the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco is a 10-point favorite, and the over-unders on this game is 50.5. Cleveland Farrell is out for the San Francisco 49ers, and A.J. Dillon and Jair Alexander are questionable for the Green Bay Packers. I don't imagine that Jair Alexander is going to miss this game. San Francisco is a 10-point favorite, and they deserve to be. I mean, they've really shelled out against a lot of teams. I mean, they shellacked Philadelphia at home. That was on the road. They beat Philadelphia terribly at home, or on the road, and they beat Dallas at home. But I mean, the Ravens beat them by 14 points at home as well. This one is the one I haven't really been wrestling with, because at my job, I've been talking with a lot of people, and one thing I am not convinced of is I'm not convinced that Mike Shanahan is a winner. Mike Shanahan has all of the players. I mean, there's no reason why. I mean, like, whenever they lost in the conference championship, everybody blamed Jimmy Garoppolo. When they lost to the Rams, they were up 17-7. They ended up losing 20-17. Everybody blamed the Rams. Or everybody blamed Jimmy Garoppolo. Whenever the 49ers were beating the Chiefs by 10, and the Chiefs came back and ended up winning that game, everybody blamed Jimmy Garoppolo on that one too. Uh, like the closest I feel like Mike Shanahan has come to taking blame is the Atlanta Falcons 28-3 comeback. They just never ran the ball. Of course, I mean, of course they're supposed to take it. But I mean, I just don't feel like he's taking the blame for any of these other ones either, and I just don't feel that Mike Shanahan. I said Mike. I'm sorry. I meant Kyle. I don't feel like Kyle Shanahan is a winner. Mike Shanahan is a proven winner. I apologize. But let's say Kyle just hasn't. He hasn't proven it to me. And Green Bay, we're finally seeing what they're capable of. Aaron Jones is healthy, and I mean he's been wrecking shop, and Green Bay has been creating names. I mean, like on paper, I mean the Green Bay Packers don't have anybody on paper at wide receiver, but they're out there scoring 48 points against the Dallas Cowboys, and they've already beaten the number one offense, and they're taking on the next best offense on the road. I feel like Green Bay, like this one, actually has a chance, another chance for an upset. I'm not saying that you should go crazy, and I'm not saying that about the Texans game either, but I do feel like like 10 points that's a lot of points for a Kyle Shanahan led team in the playoffs. So I'm going to tell you guys that I feel like Green Bay is the play here, plus the 10 points, and I'm going to tell you guys to take the unders on this one. I feel like Green Bay's defense is going to be prepared, and I feel like you're going to see wrinkles on both sides, but yeah, I mean, I could see San Francisco winning this one 24-20, and I could also see Green Bay also pulling off an upset and also winning this one 24-20. So I'm gonna tell you guys to take the unders on this one, minus under the 50.5, and take the Green Bay Packers plus the 10. And then for my last game I have for you guys is that the Philadelphia 76ers are on the road playing against the Charlotte Hornets. And Charlotte is an 11-point underdog at home. Robert Covington, Mo Bamba are questionable, and so is Springer. I apologize. And then D'Anthony Melton is going to be out for this one. Gordon Hayward is out. Richards and McGowans are both questionable for the Charlotte Hornets. Philadelphia is 4-1 over the last 5 against the spread, while Charlotte is 0-5. And Philadelphia has covered 4 in a row since Robert Embiid, good Lord, I'm just breaking here. Joel Embiid came back from injury. So I'm going to tell you guys, I feel like Philadelphia minus 11. I feel like this one is pretty easy. That's a pretty easy pick. I appreciate you guys for bearing with me. I've been struggling with a headache, and yeah, there's no excuses. But I mean, I did want to get this video out with a decent amount of time so everybody could either pick it or fade it or whatnot. But I mean, you have time to analyze before the games get started. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time around. Sunday football right around the corner. I can't wait. We'll see y'all tomorrow.